Nintendo began in 1889 Kyoto making beautiful Hanafuda playing cards. Founded by Fusajiro Yamauchi, the company's name means "leave luck to heaven." Nintendo dominated cards, even partnering with Disney in 1959. But Hiroshi Yamauchi saw the need to evolve. Gunpei Yokoi's Ultra Hand toy became a hit, sparking Nintendo's shift to toys and games. From cards to consoles, Nintendo's journey of creativity and reinvention had just begun. In the early 1980s, video games crashed. Too many consoles, too many bad games. Atari's 2600 led the charge, but chaos followed, symbolized by the infamous E.T. game. The market collapsed. But in Japan, Nintendo thrived with the Famicom and Donkey Kong. Nintendo's secret? Strict quality control and a focus on fun. Rebranded as the Nintendo Entertainment System, they rebuilt trust one store at a time. The NES would soon change everything. Nintendo was ready to save gaming. Nintendo's risky plan launched the NES in New York City in 1985, with the memory of the crash still fresh. Arakawa's team set up displays themselves, offering retailers a no-risk deal. Unsold systems would be bought back. The NES looked nothing like Atari's consoles, a sleek, front-loading gray box that felt new and different, but the real magic was in the games. Super Mario Bros. Packed with every NES was a revelation, a sprawling adventure with secrets, progression, and unforgettable music. Mario became a household name, Nintendo's own Mickey Mouse. Nintendo introduced the seal of quality, promising every game was tested and fun. Strict rules limited how many games third parties could release, preventing a flood of junk. Trust was rebuilt, one great game at a time. The NES became a cultural phenomenon, selling over 60 million units worldwide. It introduced legendary franchises like The Legend of Zelda and Metroid. Nintendo's focus on quality and unforgettable experiences revived the industry. The NES didn't just save video games, it made them a global force. Nintendo had built an empire from the ashes of the crash. The house that cards built was now the king of the video game world. The company's strategy had worked perfectly. Nintendo's characters became icons. The NES era defined a generation. Nintendo's empire was just beginning. The world of gaming would never be the same. Nintendo had conquered the industry. Their journey was far from over. The next revolution was already on the horizon. While Nintendo ruled the living room, Gunpei Yokoi dreamed of portable fun. His philosophy, use simple, proven tech in creative ways, led to the Game Boy. Released in 1989, the Game Boy wasn't flashy, a small greenish screen, basic graphics, but it was affordable, durable, and had incredible battery life. Its main rival, the Atari Lynx, had color graphics but drained batteries fast and cost much more. The Game Boy's secret weapon was Tetris, a simple, addictive puzzle game included with every system. Tetris appealed to everyone, kids, adults, commuters, turning the Game Boy into a must-have gadget. The combination of portability and universal gameplay created a new market for handheld gaming. The Game Boy and its successors dominated for over a decade, selling hundreds of millions of units. Then came Pokémon, Red and Blue, games that encouraged exploration, collection, and trading with friends. The link cable made gaming social, connecting players in the real world. The Game Boy proved that great gameplay mattered more than cutting-edge graphics. Nintendo had created a new way to play, anywhere and with anyone. Handheld gaming became a global phenomenon. The Game Boy's legacy was innovation and connection. Nintendo's portable revolution changed the industry forever. The company's creative spirit was unstoppable. The next challenge would test that spirit again. Nintendo's journey was full of surprises. The world was watching what they'd do next. Not every Nintendo risk paid off. The Virtual Boy, launched in 1995, aimed for affordable virtual reality, but delivered only red and black graphics and headaches. It was awkward, uncomfortable, and a commercial disaster, pulled from shelves within a year. The failure taught Nintendo that innovation must serve the player's experience, not just technology for its own sake. Meanwhile, Nintendo prepared the Nintendo 64, a true leap to 3D gaming. Super Mario 64 redefined platformers, and the N64's analog stick gave players new control in 3D worlds. The console hosted classics like The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, but Nintendo stuck with cartridges, while Sony's PlayStation used cheaper, higher-capacity CDs. This drove away third-party developers, limiting the N64's library. The N64 sold over 30 million units, but lost ground to PlayStation's vast game selection. Nintendo learned that keeping partners happy was as important as hardware innovation. The company's boldness brought both triumphs and setbacks. Each misstep was a lesson for the future. Nintendo's journey was never a straight line. The next era would demand even more reinvention. The world of gaming was changing fast. Nintendo's creativity would be tested again. The company's resilience would shape its destiny. The next big idea was just around the corner. After the N64 and GameCube, Nintendo faced tough competition from Sony and Microsoft, who chased power and graphics. Nintendo chose a different path: make gaming accessible to everyone, not just hardcore fans. The result was the Wii, released in 2006. The Wii wasn't powerful, but its motion-sensing controller, the Wii Remote, was revolutionary. Wii Sports bundled with every console made gaming instantly understandable and fun for all ages. The Wii became a sensation, selling out everywhere and bringing new players into gaming. Family gatherings, retirement homes, and non-gamers embraced the Wii's simple physical gameplay. Nintendo broke down barriers, making games for everyone. The Wii sold over 100 million units, outselling its rivals. Nintendo's Blue Ocean strategy created a new market, free from the competition's power race. Innovation in gameplay, not graphics, was the key. The Wii changed the conversation about who games were for. Nintendo's risk paid off spectacularly. The company had reinvented itself once again. The Wii's legacy was inclusion and fun. Nintendo proved that creativity could trump raw power. The industry would never be the same. The next challenge would be even greater. Nintendo's journey of reinvention continued. After the Wii's massive success, Nintendo launched the Wii U in 2012, hoping to build on its momentum. The Wii U's gamepad offered a second screen and off-TV play, but the concept was confusing and poorly marketed. Many thought it was just an add-on for the Wii, not a new console. Weak launch games and little third-party support hurt its appeal. The Wii U sold fewer than 14 million units, a huge drop from the Wii's 100 million. It was a humbling setback for Nintendo. But the company learned valuable lessons. Innovation must be simple, and clear communication is crucial. Players loved the idea of taking games from the TV to a portable screen. Nintendo realized the future was a true fusion of home and handheld gaming. The Wii U's failure planted the seeds for their next breakthrough. Nintendo's resilience and willingness to learn set the stage for a comeback. The company looked at what worked and what didn't. The next console would be simpler, clearer, and more versatile. Nintendo was ready to reinvent itself again. The world was waiting for their next move. The lessons of the Wii U would shape Nintendo's future. Redemption was on the horizon. In 2017, Nintendo unveiled the Switch, a simple, elegant hybrid console. Docked, it played games on the TV. Undocked, it became a handheld you could take anywhere. The Switch unified Nintendo's history home console power, Game Boy portability, and Wii motion controls. Detachable Joy-Con controllers allowed instant multiplayer fun. The Switch's launch was a triumph led by The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Players could explore vast worlds at home or on the go. The Switch appealed to hardcore gamers and families alike, with hits like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Animal Crossing New Horizons. Despite being less powerful than rivals, the Switch's unique design and exclusive games made it a must-have. Over 140 million units sold proved Nintendo's approach worked. Nintendo chose flexibility and fun over raw power. The Switch was the ultimate expression of play anywhere, with anyone. Nintendo's philosophy had come full circle. The company's greatest reinvention was a global success. The Switch changed how and where the world played. Nintendo's story of innovation continued. As of June 2025, the Switch remains a dominant force, but the industry is eager for what's next. Nintendo has confirmed a new console is coming soon, and speculation is wild. Will it be a more powerful Switch or something completely unexpected? Nintendo's legacy is built on surprise and innovation. One thing is certain, gameplay will remain the focus, not just technology. Nintendo's leaders have always prioritized joy and creativity. Their next console will empower visionary designers to create new classics. From cards to consoles, Nintendo's story is one of constant reinvention. They don't follow trends, they set them. Whatever comes next, Nintendo will shape the future of play in ways only they can imagine.